What's up, guys? It's your boy JB, back with another video. This time we are doing military academies. Got something special for you guys. Happy 4th of July for those of you that celebrate it. We are going to be doing an Army and a Navy gameplay video. We're going to let this go in the background while we talk about expectations for college football 26, things we expect, but we'll talk about some of the gameplay that we're looking at as well. He starts out with the ball, going for it on 4th and 17. Don't be this guy. Don't go for it on 4th and 17 if you don't have to. We'll talk about all those things, but really we're here to talk about college football 26 and what our expectations are. What are the things you're looking forward to? Before we get started, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel so we can grow it out more, let you guys sort of learn schemes and things as we go along the way. That's really what we're about, is figuring out how to get better at this game, how to play better, how to make cuts like that so we can get outside on the triple option. But really, for college football 26, the number one thing I'm looking forward to are all the new coaches and all the new playbooks. I think we have 2,800 new plays. There are 29 brand new coaches, or at least coaches that changed schools. Some of them, their playbooks and their offenses weren't ever in the game, right? So Dan Mullen was on TV. Now he's at UNLV, so we get to use his offense for the first time. I don't think, based on what I've seen, that they're all brand new plays and formations for these new coaches. In some cases, they're going to be sharing some plays and formations, right? Everybody's got wing slot. Everybody's got some form of trips in their formations, but there are some brand new combinations of plays and formations and playbooks that we've got and going to be able to use. So I think Dan Mullen's one of the first ones I'm interested in jumping into. Look at that pitch. Bill Belichick at UNC. He's the GOAT, right? GOAT of football, NFL. I'm excited to see how this works in college and how they've got his playbook set up in the game. Scott Frost is another one. He wasn't in last year's game because he was unemployed, and now he's at UCF coaching, so we get to use his offense. I know he always had an exciting offense at Nebraska, UCF the first time, in Oregon where he was the offensive coordinator. So jumping into a lot of those new plays and formations are going to be exciting. I know motion is a big part of the game that they've added this year. We'll be able to do double motion, triple motions. You're seeing a terrible throw by me. You're a service academy. You're not supposed to be throwing the ball into coverage, but that happens sometimes. The other team has players and makes plays too. This is our second offensive series, though, that you're looking at now. So we're coming out. We've seen how he likes to adjust to us, and now we're going to come with a different look out of a different formation and really start hitting him with the quarterback run. So he started playing the middle, as you can see, slanting his guys inside, and his user played outside. So our adjustment was to start using the quarterback run right off tackle. That's what you got to do. You got to see what the defense is doing and then adjust to what they're doing to help out your offense. Back to playbooks. What we're looking at, this is a change that they've said they've made, that you should have unique playbooks based on who you're playing with. I think all the service academies had the exact same flexbone plays in it, flexbone formations. They didn't vary or change depending on if you were using Army, Navy, or Air Force. So hopefully they've made those changes with 26. We'll be able to use some different playbooks. We get on the board. It's 7-0. Now he gets the ball for the second time. Cut out his first series. It didn't go well for either one of us on offense, and he starts hitting us up the middle. If you're going to play against a service academy or play with a service academy, the defense isn't great. So you're subject to being attacked, and this is why you need a scheme, not just to go out there and make plays. The second thing we're looking forward to are really the new player archetypes. I think all of the different positions got some new archetypes. So there, instead of just the 3 types of quarterbacks that we had last year, we're going to have 3 and 4 different types. There's a runner, there's a scrambler, there's a pocket passer, a triple option type of quarterback. So I'm interested to dig into those and what the different abilities are. Really there was just meta archetypes that people used, right? Everybody used a scrambling quarterback. They had the fastest speed and the strongest arm. That's what everybody used. Pretty much everybody got to the point they were using the power back or a receiving back. They converted from wide receiver. Receivers, you only ever use deep threats, right? You put your deep threat in at slot, you put them outside. Same old archetypes got used over and over again. So digging into the new ones, hopefully they've balanced them so that there is strengths and weaknesses to each archetype. So we can actually get pushed to using some of the others. You should have a variety of different archetypes on your team because that's what mirrors real football. Same goes for running back, where they've got the north-south runners. So I'm interested to see how good those guys are. Here he's driving at the end of half, trying to score, and we just want to make him continue to snap the ball. So make as many stops and cause him to make as many plays as he can, and then that gives us an opportunity to do something on defense. 4th and 2, I over-pursued, really should have shot that gap a little bit better. But he's down under 10 seconds when he snaps the ball. Still has 2 timeouts, but he really needs to get in the end zone. We run commit there. Get him to stop, and now he has to score. He's down to 1 play that he needs to be able to score. I think we ran commit again, and we get a 4th down stop at the end of the half. So it's halftime, 7-0. He comes out an onside. So let's talk about this. There's a lot of guys, online users, who like the onside kick. They either come out an onside to start the game or the first drive of the second half or after the first score, they onside kick. Unless you've mastered the game or figured out a glitch to be able to get onside kicks, we shouldn't be onside kicking, guys. You're just giving your opponent great field position. I understand some guys don't like playing defense, so the faster they can get defense over with, the better. But that's not what we're about. We want to make stops and give ourselves good field position. We're going to talk about defense when we get into the scheme videos moving forward. But don't onside kick. Don't go for it on 4th and 17. You don't want to help your opponent any more than he's already got. It's hard enough to get stops. You don't want to give him a short field. The other archetype I'm super interested in using are the DBs, the safeties, and the corners, right? Ooh, look at that quarterback run. They've said we're going to have boundary and field corner archetypes, but what does that look like in the game, right? You want to have, in real football, you want to have a different type of player on your boundary versus your field. Someone who's got a lot of space and is going to be one-on-one with an X receiver. You're going to want a different player type than you will in the field. But how does that translate to the game? Are faster players field corners? Or how do they really sort of line that up? That's what I'm interested in looking at. Here he goes out of halftime. He's running the ball. Just really what he should have been doing to start. Navy does not have the best defensive line, but he wants to come out passing the ball, which he does, just out of the reach of our user. We clicked on, we're going to come back to a play like that, right? So we put that in our memory bank. He likes the corner route, 2nd and long. So that's going to come back. Then he's probably going to come back to the run. So we 0 blitz, pinch buck. So either we stop the run or we get pressure on the quarterback. And as you can see, we get pressure on the quarterback right there. Just setting up our loop blitz. Again, guys, make sure you're using a user. I know people play D-line, and that's part of the don't like to play defense is I'm just going to play D-line, let the AI take care of everything. Doesn't always work. Good drive by him. He hit a good read, hit us on that over route for 6. Goes for 2. I guess there's an argument to be made for going for 2 here, but he doesn't get it. And tries to hurt him. He should have just dove. He'd have been all right. Here we are, fourth quarter. We have ate up the clock on our drive that we skipped through. We've ate the clock, and now look at this. He goes back to the corner route, and our DB makes a play, or our D-line makes a play. We hit the quarterback. We bounce it up. We're off to the races. He's out of here. He quits. On to game 2. We are playing the Boise State Broncos. Famous field, famous uniforms. Ashton Jeanty plays for them at this point. He's in the NFL now, right? But that segues nice into the next thing I'm looking for, which is the dynamic abilities and the dynamic dev traits are going to change over time. So what's going to happen during a game when a player like Ashton Jeanty levels up while the game is going on? How difficult is it going to be to stop him? It's hard enough to get stops now, right? So when a player goes up to Heisman tier, are we just having shootouts all the time? Or will defensive players level up at the same time, which is what would be great, right? If we had a balance. If an offensive player levels up, then the defensive player who's doing just as good a job should also level up. I think that'd be great. Here we go. We're on offense first. We're just testing and seeing what he's doing. We hit him with a rocket toss. Really the key for one of these service academies or any sort of triple option offense is to see how does the user play the triple option. This is really why we've gone hurry up in this game mode. Is we saw that he had set to default. He never set his defensive adjustments. And so we want to keep him on the field because that lets us be able to run our pitch plays. Most likely, once he turns it to conservative, we're going to have to get super serious about how we're doing pitches. In this case, he's set to default so we can run as much triple option as we want to. So we want to keep the tempo up, tire out his defense, and be able to run our entire offense until we have to make a stop. Army doesn't have anyone that levels up, that would tier up to the next tier, right? I don't think they have any platinum players. So we're just out here running with what we got. We're running with scheme. We're running with keys. We're playing the pitch man and leverage and seeing what he's doing and making our adjustments. That should have been a give read. That's a bad read by me. That should have been a fullback dive right up the middle. But we'll get back to it. We're back on the ball. This is inside veer triple option. Now we switch to a drag. We've hit him twice now with pass plays. Once was the curl route on the left side. This time we hit him with a drag across the middle for 6. That's a big part of what you're going to want to do with a triple option team. Get them sucked in on the run and then hit them with the pass for big plays. The only time we should be passing the ball is when we're setting up for a big play, which is a lot of what those offenses doing. Here he goes with Ashton Jeanty. If he was smart, he'd give it to Jeanty every play, right? So hard to deal with. He's just going to break that first tackle no matter what you do. So he's driving, trying to tie it up at halftime. Here we play this corner route beautifully with the user. Pick the ball off. Chance to go up 14-0. And again, just as bad user by me. Should have ran it with the quarterback. I had the leverage, but pitched it anyway. A lot of that was predetermining where the ball was going to go, which is not something you should be doing. But that's what we did. We get the ball back driving. Same play, but this time to the other side. And this time we actually made a good pitch We get the good animation and we're out the gate. This is the adjustment. He is in the double mug. And so the big adjustment for the double mug is running the ball up the middle. A lot of guys want to try to pass their way around it. Slide protection. The easiest way of dealing with the double mug, put in a tight end or a fullback, run the ball up the middle. They'll get out of that double mug, which is what we do here. We've now gone twice inside zone, fullback dive, push our way into the end zone. Next thing I'm super looking forward to, College Football 26, defensive improvements. It's so tough to get stops on defense that this is really what was needed in the game, right? Stunts, route commits, all those things. I'm looking forward to seeing how those things work in the game. How does the SWAT mechanic work? They've said that we should be using the SWAT instead of the interception button. So I'm seeing how all those things work. And are they better? Can we actually get stops without turning the user over or hoping that the user makes a mistake, throws us an interception? Really what we want to be able to do is make stops on third down, stops on fourth down, force the user to punt the ball. That's what you're going to see here in a little bit, is how we get defensive stops. You know, he's loved that corner route, and he keeps throwing that corner route. And so we sit on that with the user, wait for him to make throws. We were on it on that one, and so he went away and just threw the ball away. I believe he comes right back to it. And we are going to set up our loop blitz. Figure out what the defense was to do here. We play safety. We're anticipating he goes post route, and we get up there with the user. Right on it. Ball game, boys. Strike up the band. Strike up the band. And he's out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.